Welcome to the Enchanted Lighthouse, where every week magical stories and new adventures await. Join our group of 7 wonderful animal friends as they bring tales about friendship, mystery, and wonder to life. From unexpected guests to heartfelt conversations under the moonlit sky, each story holds a gentle truth. We are so glad that you are here. Now let us begin. Spooky Halloween night at the lighthouse. It was a crisp evening at the Enchanted Lighthouse, and golden leaves danced across the path leading up to the tower. The air carried the faint scent of spiced cookies from Zoe's kitchen, mixed with the salty sea breeze. Inside, the friends were busy with something very special. The lighthouse was getting ready for its first ever Halloween celebration at Aurora's watch. Hazel the squirrel stood on a ladder, hanging tiny garlands made of acorns and twinkling lights. "There," she said proudly. "Now the entryway will sparkle when our visitors arrive." Down below, Lumi the star-reading turtle painted gentle silver stars along the walls, her shell glimmering under the lantern light. "It feels like the sky is moving indoors," she said softly. The 3 pumpkins they had chosen last week stood proudly by the door, each one carved and glowing from within. Milo and Zeppi's tall, striped pumpkin grinned with a mischievous smile. Lumi and Olivia's pale silver one had swirling stars carved into its surface, gently shining its soft light. Hazel and Zoe's bright orange pumpkin looked cheerful and warm, its round face welcoming everyone who came by. Theo stood near the door, adjusting the wreath Hazel had made of autumn leaves. "Everything looks perfect," he said, his soft glow filling the hallway. "Halloween at the Enchanted Lighthouse will be magical." Zoe peeked from the kitchen, her paws dusted with flour. "And delicious," she said with a chuckle. "Pumpkin cookies, apple tarts, and cinnamon bread for everyone." Costumes and visitors. By sunset, the lighthouse had turned into a glowing beacon of orange and gold. One by one, the friends appeared in their costumes. Milo and Zeppi giggled as they stumbled out of the sunroom, each wearing a big white sheet with 2 holes cut for eyes. "Boo!" they cried, bumping into each other and falling into a fit of laughter. Hazel twirled around in a little witch's hat she had made herself. "I am Hazel the forest witch," she said proudly, holding a tiny twig wand. Zoe came out next, wrapped in an apron decorated with smiling pumpkins. "I am the pumpkin baker," she said warmly. "I thought I'd be myself, just a little more festive." Lumi had painted glowing constellations across her shell and wore a deep blue hat that shimmered like the night sky. "I'm a constellation sorcerer," she said, adjusting her hat. Olivia the owl wore a tiny pair of golden spectacles and carried a book that sparkled when she turned the pages. "I am the starlight librarian," she said, giving a graceful bow. Theo, standing near the door, smiled at them all. He wore a shining lantern-shaped pin and said, "And I suppose that makes me the lighthouse keeper of light." Just as the friends admired each other's outfits, they heard tiny footsteps on the path outside. "Visitors," Hazel said. A group of young animals from Aurora's watch appeared. Fox kids, otter pups, and raccoon twins carrying little baskets. They gasped in delight at the glowing pumpkins and twinkling decorations. "Trick or treat," they shouted. Theo opened the door wide and Zoe handed out warm cookies wrapped in soft paper. Lumi gave each visitor a little painted stone shaped like a star. Laughter filled the air like music. The Halloween mischief. Later that evening, as the visitors wandered home under the moonlight, Milo whispered to Seppi, "I think we should give everyone one last good Halloween scare." Seppi's eyes sparkled. "What do you have in mind?" The two ghostly sheets crept up the stairs quietly, their little paws tiptoeing. They hid behind the pumpkins, then jumped out shouting, "Boo!" Hazel squeaked and dropped her wand. Zoe nearly dropped her tray of cookies. "Milo! Seppi!" Lumi said through laughter. "You nearly scared my stars off." But before anyone could scold them, a gust of wind swept through the open window and whoosh! The sheets lifted right off Milo and Seppi, flying through the air like real ghosts. "Hey, our costumes!" shouted Milo, chasing after them. Seppi followed, rolling across the floor. The sheets fluttered out into the garden, floating between the glowing pumpkins. Everyone ran out after them, laughing and calling out through the moonlit mist. Theo's light shone softly across the garden, guiding the way. Finally, Lumi reached out and caught one of the sheets as it drifted down. Olivia swooped low and grabbed the other. The two ghosts were safely returned. "Well," said Theo with a chuckle, "perhaps we have had enough hunting for one evening." The light of friendship. The friends gathered on the steps of the lighthouse, watching the stars appear above the sea. The pumpkins flickered beside them, casting a gentle orange light across their faces. Zoe passed around mugs of hot cider. "To Halloween," she said. "To laughter," added Hazel. "And to teamwork," Lumi said, smiling softly. Theo looked around at the group, his heart full of quiet pride. "You have all made the lighthouse shine brighter than ever tonight," he said. "The true magic of Halloween isn't in tricks or frights. It's in laughter, imagination, and light. The kind we share with one another." Olivia nodded. "And stories," she added, "because every laugh, every pumpkin, every friendship is a story in itself." The waves splashed softly against the rocks. Above them, the stars shimmered like lanterns hung across the sky. And as the pumpkins glowed warmly by the door, the Enchanted Lighthouse became, once again, a beacon of kindness, laughter, and community, shining out across the sea. Every story has something to teach us. What did we learn today? We have learned that true magic doesn't come from being scary or perfect. It comes from being together, laughing, and spending time with those who matter most. Thank you for stopping by here today. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a like and don't forget to come back next week for a brand new adventurous story. Want to learn more about the magical tenants who live here? Visit enchantedlighthouse.com for a mystical map, creative artwork, and a few special gifts. Until then, be kind and share your light. See you next time.